Hello everyone. I'm sure you guys are having good learning time. Today we are here to understand what social media marketing is all about and how to actually take it to your advantage. So let's before we get into social media marketing, let's get into what is the purpose of having a discussion around social media marketing. So, if you recall the old times, when one used to, syndicate a particular information or a, news, they used to contact human to, and there used to be a human to human contact. But as the technology advanced, we got all these tools like internet and social media channels where we actually can communicate, and people from across the world can actually come and have an engagement with us. So social media marketing is nothing but taking your brand, taking your idea, taking your thought to the audience across web. And since it is on internet, anybody and everybody can actually come and engage. Okay, so while we are going to discuss about social media marketing, the audience and the tools, etc., etc., let's first of all understand, when we choose to go on social media network, what is the kind of audience we are going to entertain. So let me give you an example. Say for example, you want to tell people about something that you just innovated or you just discovered. You need to figure out who is the right audience. So I'll give you an example. There is a law called law of diffusion of innovation, which clearly indicates that the kind of communication you are making is it should be actually to the kind of audience you need to target at any point of time. So first thing on social media marketing is you need to understand who is your target audience, and target audience cannot be the 100% universe. You need to filter it down. So say for example, you want to give a feedback to your university. A right approach would be choosing a right kind of audience and then going for the communication and the CTAs, etc. So you need to figure out what is the TG that you are going to target in a particular set of communication that you want to drive from social media channel. Once you know that who is your audience, you need to understand what is the kind of content that you want to generate, which will give you some kind of engagement and some kind of voice on a particular social media network. We'll come on social media network, which social media network you should pick up for which kind of information, which kind of exercise. But let's first of all understand the kind of social media content that is available in today's world. It can be text, it can be image, it can be a video. But you need to understand that we humans have a tendency to consume video content first, and then we come to these images and illustrators, and then at the end, when we are on the highest level of our IQs, we actually read the content. So you need to be very clear on what is the kind of content you are trying to generate, and therefore, so on one side, very clearly that what is the kind of audience you are going to tap on a particular set of communication, and then you need to figure out what is the kind of content you are going to generate. So once you are absolutely through on these 2 points, that what is the kind of content I'm going to generate and what is the specific TG set that I need to focus upon, comes the most important part, which is which channel to be on the prime, and which channels are going to support your communication. I'll give an example. If you talk about any news, any political information, Twitter has been there as a prime channel to communicate, and then supported by Facebook, and hardly Instagram and LinkedIn comes into picture. Why so? Because the kind of audience that is there on these social media networks, you need to understand one thing, that each and every social media network behaves differently. Even we behave differently when we go to these kind of social media networks. We are very formal on LinkedIn. We are very casual on Facebook and Insta. Facebook, and in today's point of time, is a mass media channel, but most of the audience of your age is actually leaving Facebook and going to Insta and Snapchat of the universe. So think about it. Which channel is actually going to support you, the kind of content that you are generating, and the kind of audience you have picked. By audience, let me give you one more example. Whenever a brand launches a product or a service, they always take care of one thing, that who is the first one who is going to do an experiment with their product and services, who will actually take it and is going to actually influence the market with their positive or negative feedback. And the first communication is always designed for those influencers. Think about it. When Apple launches an iPhone, they don't care about the mass. They only care about people who are actually standing in the queue in front of their stores, because any input, positive or negative, is going to impact the sale of their product. Okay, so similarly, and it's Apple, which can actually do anything. They have the best agencies on board, best creative minds on board, best funds on the board. Now, when you are generating content and you are trying to figure out which is the right audience, you have to be very specific. Okay, and basis the specific cluster that you have picked up, you will figure out the content that I told you, and then you will figure out which is the prime channel that is going to support this content, and your specific TG is actually there to consume that content. Okay, now the most common thing that I keep on hearing with from young people is that I'm generating a lot of content, but nobody gives a shit about it. Okay, I post my thought out, but nobody cares about it. And we have been hearing those kind of psychological stress when you are actually not getting those kind of likes, clicks, and engagement on your social media content. Okay, now think about it. In our societies, there's one thing which is embedded to the DNA. It is contribution. Okay, so if you're not contributing, you are actually not seen as a regular and needed part of the ecosystem, and therefore nobody gives a shit about you. Okay, there are few cases that you posted something and it became viral, yes, of course, but in general the principle is that you need to contribute first. You need to go and write good engagement things on different people whom actually you see as a collaboration, as a synchronized energy. And you need to create those small clusters. Okay, let me give you one more beautiful example. Whenever you go and decide about what will be your meals throughout the day, in the coming day, you don't say that only the next day only I'll be drinking milk, or only I'll be having eggs, or only I'll be having chicken. You say that in breakfast I'll have this, in between I'll have this, then lunch, then snacks, then dinner. Okay, this is how you plan your meals. Now just think about this, from take this reference directly to the content that you are generating. It cannot be always about a travel. It cannot be always about what you think. It has to have flavors. Then only people are actually going to get an hook on your content. They'll see you as someone who is going to contribute in one way or the other way. Somebody likes dessert, somebody like breakfast, somebody like lunch, somebody probably likes snacks only, and that's their favorite meal of the day. So accordingly, the same psychological rule applies on your type of content that you are going to generate. So be creative. Use simple tools like Google Sheets. There are n number of free tools which are available, which can actually help you plan the calendar when you do social media marketing for yourself, or for the company you have joined, or for the university you are studying in. Think about these small content buckets and then devise the content. Okay, now comes a beautiful thing, that there is a thing called compound interest. Nothing is going to change in a night, but if you are consistent, if you are actually contributing on a daily basis, if you are actually making an effort to contribute in somebody's journey, you are actually going to gain momentum. Now comes some hacks. Hack one: do check tools which gives you free insights on the kind of hashtags that are working upon. So understand, Unlike Google algorithm, these social media algorithms are not that evolved. They want you to use hashtags so that their algorithms can pick the content and put it into different buckets and throw it to the relevant audience or their timeline. Basis the channel that you have used, please do check whether your face is getting chopped or your hands are getting chopped in a particular gif, video, or a photograph, because all these social media networks have different kind of sizes that they work upon. Although it's very small changes in each of them, but there are changes, and I've seen many such cases where a post is there and the head is chopped off because of the screen size that is allowed on a particular channel. Use these simple tools, and I'm sure many of you will probably ask, what are these tools? Please use Google. Please use Instagram. There are many influencers on Instagram who are giving you daily hacks on these kind of tools. Use social listening tool, use Google alerts, use these kind of small free tools which can actually help you understand what is the content that is there in the market, how it's going to give you an edge when you create a content for moment marketing, and whom to target, whom to engage. All kind of information you can freely access freely, that's freely available. Now comes the most important part, which is, when you are doing social media marketing, you need to understand one thing, that these channels or so-called brands like LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Insta, Snapchat, Pinterest, etc., 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 all these are business companies, profit making companies. So either you are creating a fabulous content piece, which is actually giving them, a lot of people getting engaged on your content piece, or you are contributing on their ecosystem, or you are spending money, and there's no harm in doing that. Use budget wisely to promote your content. A simple rule which I can probably tell you is that see which are the kind of posts which are doing good and which are the kind of posts which are doing bad in a particular channel, in a particular content bucket. Now start promoting those posts, those content pieces which are actually making an impact organically. So you actually know that whomsoever have seen it, they are actually liking it. So let me increase the audience size and reach more people. Do participate in different kind of communities, different kind of forums, where you are actually going to make friends, you are actually going to make followers, who are actually going to follow you on different channels. And there's no point in being on all social media channels. You can't do justice, no brand can do justice. Pick wisely a prime channel and a secondary or tertiary channel, and you are done. You are home. Now focus on form of content, form of audience, where you are at this point of time, in terms of your personal brand image. If I talk about personal brand image, you should optimize first, create and then optimize your LinkedIn pages. That's a must in today's world. People are going virtual, and the first thing that they are going to do is search you, and the moment they search you, they should find a good LinkedIn page. That's the credibility at this point of time. Okay. And now, most important part, have patience. Keep it persistent. Keep it going. No one post will give you everything, and no one, rich media content will give you everything. But if you keep on doing it like you brush your teeth, it is going to make a change. I'm sure that this 15-minute session is going to help you guys. If there is any question, I'm open to answer. Thank you very much.